I'm standing here at the northernmost edge of the city of Los Angeles in a neighborhood called Sylmar, and what you're seeing behind me is called the Cascades, which is the terminus of the Los Angeles Aqueduct, which brings water from 233 miles away in the eastern Sierra Nevada mountains right here to a dry and arid Los Angeles. Just look at those hills behind me. That's exactly what this city would look like, a desert, if it wasn't for this water that we're bringing in. Now, the aqueduct on your left is actually water coming through the mountain through a tunnel, and that was built over 100 years ago, while the one on your right coming over the mountain was built maybe 50 or so years ago to bring additional water to this place. So our thirst in LA to be able to grow this city is so immense, we have to bring water from outside places. And that's just like Saba Cloud, where people are looking for knowledge and information. They have a thirst for that, and we built a series of tunnels and pipelines and canals to bring that information to those individuals to help them grow, just like this city has grown from 300,000 people before this aqueduct was built to now a city of millions of people.
It's exciting because we have a product that can help organizations go from a dry, arid desert that doesn't have any content and information and transform that into a lush, green place full of information, knowledge, and content. We can roll those Saba Cloud pipes into that organization and let that content flow into it and let it grow into a beautiful place. Now, I talked about how the LA Aqueduct added a second line, a second pipe to increase the flow of water into the city to help it grow even larger. We do the same thing with Saba Cloud. An organization can start today with a certain amount of content and a certain amount of people, and over time it grows larger and larger with more people and more content and more knowledge sharing that's happening. Saba Cloud grows and scales with that organization, and those pipes keep getting larger and providing all of that information to each individual that needs it. We today supply content to the largest organizations in the world globally. We go a lot farther than that 233-mile aqueduct. Our pipes extend and reach around the world. Now, earlier I talked about types of content, and I said anything can go down that pipe, and that's true. We can put any type of content down there. A key thing to note is certainly that we don't have to convert basic types of files into formal content. There are some vendors that require anything that goes into the catalog, into the LMS catalog, that content, a file, a video, whatever it might be, that it has to get converted into a formal standards compliant piece of content, like a SCORM piece of content. So oftentimes people will say you have to put a SCORM wrapper around that. And we don't require that in Saba. We simply allow you to upload the video as a piece of content as part of a course. We allow you to upload a Word document, a PowerPoint, a PDF document. So there's no extra steps involved with Saba. With some other products, there are extra steps. So it's key to note how simple it is. Just attach that file, document, video, whatever it might be, attach that to the course, and you're done. I should also briefly mention that it doesn't matter where this content comes from. A typical Saba customer will have purchased content from one or more content vendors, and they'll want to play that content inside of our product. And oftentimes customers will have built their own content as well using various authoring tools. The most common ones you might hear are Articulate and Captivate. You might hear about Lectora Publisher, which is the same as our product, Saba Publisher. So any content that's been purchased or content that's been built in-house, those are things that are very common, and those are things that our system will support and play. Now, going back to the pop-up blocker item, that is one where we've heard customers tell us this is the main reason why we selected Saba. Now, that might seem silly, but the reality is that we've had them tell us, hey, we looked at other vendors and no one else that we evaluated had the same capability. They all had pop-ups to launch content. So you may find other vendors that don't use pop-ups, like we don't use pop-ups. However, that is not everyone. So this is a differentiator. It is something to talk about in every demo because you're going to eliminate some of your competition based on that, and you may be facing no one that has the same capability. So it is a key and critical differentiator to talk about. So to summarize, we can push any type of content out there. We make it easier for end users to launch and get into the content without pop-ups. And we make it easy for admins to manage that by allowing them to attach any type of content to their courses.